Okay, we're back and it's time to go to the lair. I think it shouldn't be too hard, but I don't want to speak too soon. If we do have a problem, it'll probably be right here at the entrance. Take out a scorpion pretty easily, and let's just take it real slow, because this is the most dangerous part of Lair when you haven't yet secured a few staircases. Once you have the first floor cleared, there's not a lot that can really cause you a problem in Lair. You can just stair dance and not really have an issue ever again. Of course, if you go down a staircase and there's like a Hydra right next to you, then I guess that could be an issue, but for the most part. I'll identify this wand of acid. I've been identifying a lot of wands, so I'm a bit low on identified potions and scrolls, but that's fine. I'm gonna go somewhere a little bit more wide open, at least to start. We have almost 100 hit points, which is very nice. Just like where we left off, we're training fighting bows and invocations, and we'll probably train invocations for a while. Oh no, spiny frog. I mentioned last time that the spiny frog is probably going to cause us issues. But that's fine, I have something to deal with this guy. We'll do something fun. Okay, I'm gonna wait, I think. Now let's wait. Wait. Arrow. And now we're gonna use a wand of lightning here. Hopefully it still has a shot. It does. Now it's going to go into a big explosion. I just have to... Oh man, it's not really working out for me. I think we need to use acid on this guy. Oh, never mind. There we go. I thought it was guaranteed. It just took a little bit longer than I expected. So here's the trick. You can lightning a tree and it will explode into this bigger fire within a turn or two. I thought it wasn't happening for me, so I used acid wand. I wish I hadn't. That was a bit of a waste. But that's okay. As you can see, Spiny Frog dies. And we see this special response, I don't know what you really call it, I guess output string or whatever. But we see this special output from when we killed it. It says Okawaru is honored by your kill. That means we got quite a lot of piety, I believe. A big chunk of piety, a bigger chunk of piety than usual. It means that Okawaru sees that as more difficult for whatever reason, and it is. Spiny frogs are quite a challenge at this point in the game for most characters. This Spriggan unfortunately has a unique unranned dagger of flame. Probably not a big deal, but I'm not going to fight him without full hit points, or at least I'm going to try not to. Once I have finesse down to 0%, I'll stop training invocations. Let's see if we can kill this elephant without using any kind of ability. We should be able to. Yeah, we're fine. Cool. Alright, we are going to heroism for the Spriggan. I really wanted to conserve piety, because as you can see, I used up just enough to take away finesse and take away item gifts, but we'll make up for that soon. Once we can afford this faith amulet, things are really going to come for us. Okay, cool. I will wear this dagger, I'm just curious. Okay. Actually, I'm going to carry that around with me because it has RLEC and it has MR++, and I could see some scenarios where I'd want to swap that on just while running away from something. We'll flame this eel, since of course the steam will roast it and it'll die. Oh. We have an unranned battle axe. Not that we're going to use it. And it's this little Ocklob, farm. You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back for all that later. Probably on my way up from Lair. We'll just remember that that's there. I see that there's yeah, that's a unique, I think that's an artifact amulet, so that could be quite nice. But if it doesn't have faith on it, I seriously doubt we're going to use it over the one we already found. Okawaru is gifting us with ammunition still. We would really like to have a longbow, but we'll make do with this +1 shortbow for now. It's not terrible. But, you know, a longbow and a shortbow are worlds apart in terms of how good they are. I want to be a little bit careful getting shoved into the danger zone there, the exclusion from the Ocklobs. It's not really terribly dangerous, though, as long as the plants are still there. I don't think they can fire over these kinds of plants. Maybe. Uh-oh, we've been shafted. And there's an ice cave. We're going to start by magic mapping. We'll drop these amnesia scrolls. Not really the time to be doing inventory management, but we want to be very careful. Uh-oh. Got a ghost with a weapon of electrocution, and it's a very strong ghost. A Minotaur ghost. Let's see, I think we already identified teleportation. Yes, we did. I don't need this scroll of enchant armor badly enough. I'm going to see if I can walk away from the ghost, and I did. That's great. I'm going to use remove curse, and I'm going to put on this profire. The reason is I definitely don't want to... I want to be stealthy right now. I don't want to be loud, so I'll go ahead and blow the scroll of remove curse for that. Because I'm trying to quietly make it to this ice cave, which I am going to investigate a bit, but given that I don't have resist cold, it's entirely possible that I'll just walk right out of that place if it's a particularly nasty one. However, we have Wand of Flame and lots of charges. And we have Digging. And we sort of have a Wand of Lightning, although it's probably empty. So we could be in a worse situation. Let's just keep walking. Uh-oh. Spiny Frog. I will use Heroism. And we should be able to kill him with this. Looks like it's working out. Cool. Let's keep moving. I suspect there will be 2 ice demons in there. Heroism, unfortunately, has run out. Okay, let's see. Yep, yeah, this is the ice demon entrance. Heroism again. Now, ice demons are susceptible to fire, but I still think I'm going to do more damage to it with my short bow than a Wand of Flame. At least, that's what I think. Maybe not. Let's try it. Up appears unharmed. Well, no, the Wand of Flame does pretty good work on these guys. Oh, geez. 30, 40... Wow, he can actually kill us instantly right now. We're gonna use a haste, as much as I don't want to. Using this much resources, I don't like it. But this is just too powerful. Okay. I'll get Dex. I need more EV. Man, this is rough. What's happening here? And the fact that I can't hit this porcupine to save my life. Wow. What? The ghost appears from thin air. Wasn't that cute? He must have come down out of a teleporter or something. He just appeared next to us. How's that for RNG? Chances are good we're gonna have to say discretion is the better part of valor here and not go into this ice cave as much as I would like to. And that's fine. We're not really missing much, probably. I'm gonna... Do I want to lignify? I don't think tree form gives resist poison. Let's see. Black Mambas are a problem. Oh, they have our poise. Okay, we will, in fact, tree form. Take out the crocodile and just try to arrow this thing to death. Tree form does a pretty good job of keeping us alive. Heroism. Running into a lot of spiny frogs and black mambas and the like. Not too happy about that. But heroism usually will do the job. I wish this Spriggan didn't have a buckler. He really is gonna just soak up our arrows and not care unless we can get some damage on him. Okay, he's dead. Took enough shots, huh? Yeah, I'm giving up on the ice cave. I'm a-okay with that. That floor is just too nasty. There's a Hydra on it, there's a ghost on it that does a ton of damage, and most importantly, there's another ice demon, and I just don't think I can kill it without using resources that I'm not willing to spend right now. Like, if I use finesse and I use heroism, could I kill it before it got to me? Probably. But then, in 3 hits, it could kill me. And I don't have any haste or teleporting or blinking identified to get away. So, unless I had, like, Pog or something, what is my plan? You know, like, what is my plan to get away if something's next to me? The answer is I just don't have one. I didn't want to use that haste. Right now we're operating in what I call the danger zone because we don't have anything identified that lets us get away if something's next to us. You always want to have that, something like that, if you can, at least one thing. Ideally something that is not a consumable. That's why I value Passage of Galubria so highly, because it's a low cost, low spell investment, or low training investment spell that gets you out of just about any situation. Blink, of course, is the one that most people use, and it's good too. Unfortunately, we just have these 2 conjurations and fire books. Low level stuff we're not terribly interested in. I would like to go down there and grab that amulet, but... 112 arrows. What I'm tempted to do is just, like, fire arrows into that until... let me just... Yeah, it won't even shoot at me, I guess. For as long as the, plants are still around. So I'm gonna try this. We'll just see what kind of damage I do to it. I'm not gonna waste too many arrows. Wow. And we can just reset the fight if we take any damage. 2, 3. It just does too much damage to us, and of course, it's not taking much. Oh, maybe. How much damage can it do? I hate doing math on acid damage because the problem is that you take more if you take more damage if you have slots missing, which of course we have quite a few slots missing, so it's hard to say how much damage it can really do. Says 3d7, 7, 14, 21 would be the maximum, but it's probably more like 50. Wow. Yeah, we'll step back, rest, step back, and we see that it's only lightly damaged. This is not working out for us, so yeah, we will go back down. Let's see if this ghost is still there. It is gone, and so is the ice cave, and I'm a-okay with that. You know, I'm seriously tempted to skip this floor, actually, with the level of nasty stuff that's on it. So let's go down to Lair 3 and see if it's any better. Never be too invested in a portal vault, whether it's an ice cave or a volcano or even a labyrinth, as good as labyrinths are. Don't be so invested in it that you're going to unnecessarily risk your character. Because no matter what loot is in that, portal vault, whatever it is not going to revive you when you die. So, just keep that in mind. If you don't reach it, if you die before you get there, it wasn't really worth it. Or if you have to spend a ton of resources to get there, it probably won't be worth it. If you spend like 3 blink scrolls to get to an ice cave, I guarantee you whatever you find in that ice cave is not going to make up for the lack of 3 blink scrolls. This is good. These elephants, things like this, just getting some experience and piety fairly safely. Always good to see. Everything we kill, every piece of piety we get, that's another chance for Okawaru to give us something that makes our game significantly easier. Not saying that will happen, but it might. Every piece of experience we get makes our game easier. We do more damage with our bow. We attack faster with our bow. Because we're not actually at Mendeley yet. So on and so forth. We are almost at 0% finesse fail. I don't know exactly what number it needs to be, invocations needs to be, for that to be the case. I'm going to check on this, but I don't think it's going to be superior, this plate mail versus my chain mail. 16.7, 18.5. Yeah, we'll stick with the chain mail for now. Oh man, all these spiny frogs. Oh, heroism. I probably should have heroismed first, but I was hoping to get lucky. See if I you know, if I shoot at it as it's coming at me, and I don't heroism, there's a chance the RNG will be kind to me. I'll hit it a couple times and it'll die, and I won't have to waste the heroism. Once it gets to me, or is a square away from me, and I use heroism, chances are good I'm going to be able to take it down. I won't have to use anything more than that. So it's just a way of me trying to reduce the chance that I'll have to spend piety. But I will always use heroism against these frogs if they get anywhere close to me. They're just too strong. And too fast. Okay, this lightning wand is a welcome sight. This will help me kill hydras, especially if I end up with one next to me. And I'm going to identify it. 11 charges, that's awesome. I can safely kill hydras now if I have to. Speak of the devil, let's, oh man. What do I want to do here? I know what I want to do. We're gonna kill this guy with steam. Jeez, he's really doing work to us. Okay. We are gonna lightning here. And we're gonna do that trick again. How much damage can he do? 17 plus the glaive, that's quite a lot. I'm going to quaff curing strictly because I really just want a little bit extra hit points. I'm trying not to spend any more resources on this, but I probably am going to have to. We'll kill the bullfrog. Naga poisons us. Naga shouldn't get any closer to us because he has a ranged weapon. Or, you know what I mean, a reach weapon. Soon this explosion will come out. Hopefully, if it'll hurry up, please. There we go. And he should die pretty quickly. Forest fires are a very convenient tool. You should use them against your opponents when you can. You can make them, if you have the right fire spells, like Fireball. I think Bolt of Fire can do it. You can do it with Scrolls of Immolation even, which is actually quite fun. You can make huge fires with that. And of course, lightning wands will be the most common, most likely source of forest fires that are easy for you to manipulate where it's going to happen. And it's something that you'll probably be able to do in just about any lair that you have. So it's a useful trick. I recommend you use it. Word of caution, however, it makes a lot of noise. So you need to be aware that if you use a lightning scroll, or a lightning wand rather, you're probably going to have a lot of stuff coming on your head right afterwards. Coming down on you, that is. We found a magic gloves, which happen to be just another +2 pair. It's a bit of a shame. I'm hoping to find gauntlets of archery this game. A nice pile of slaying is what that would be. And Lair 3 is clear. Looks like there is a Minotaur Labyrinth on this level. I would really like to... I'd really like to get that. Locoru gives me armor. Gloves of Dexterity. I mean... Okay, I'll wear them. Even though they're only +1, I trade out AC for EV. That's fine, I guess. Unfortunately, we don't have magic mapping anymore. So let's try to be smart about this. If you watched any of my other videos, you should know by now that I'm very, very bad at getting to these portal vaults without a magic map before they close. And I don't have much time with a labyrinth. You don't get a location hint. I don't think that distant actually means anything. I don't think you get a location hint until you've moved a little bit. So let's just move southwest, I guess. It says very distant. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. Since that's very distant, something I like to do, I think this is smart to do, is to go down a different staircase. Do I want a heroism? I think I want a heroism. Okay. So I heard the very distant was all the way over here, so we'll see if it's still very distant over here. Let's get this teleport scroll. A distant clock. So we're closer over here. So we know that this is closer than this, which tells me it's probably somewhere on this side. I guess that's what it tells me. I wish I had, like, honestly, I don't have a very good conception of the distance, you know, like very distant versus just there versus nearby. If I had some idea of how big the square, like the search square was, that would be better. I really do need to look this up, but I'm not really sure where I would do it unless I wanted to go through the code, which doesn't really sound like a fun time to me. Sometimes that is necessary in this game, though. It's just not terribly documented sometimes. Okay, it's very distant down here. That tells me, I think, that I should be searching north. So we're going to do that. Oh, no. I think I'm going to lightning this. Oh, no. I've lured quite a lot to this position. Heard a lot of noise. Okay, we'll go to the cleared floor. We're so gonna miss out. I didn't even need to use lightning, did I? No, I didn't. What a shame. Okay, let's... Where does this go? Oh no, all the way over there. Well, can we go down and... we've been pushed off the staircase. That's not ideal. Okay, this is fine. I have a plan. Digging. Okay. This is not as bad as it looks. Heroism, finesse, and then we'll shoot at these guys until they die. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. We're basically hasted right now for the purposes of firing. If we run out of arrows, I suppose that would be like a problem, but otherwise we're probably okay. Hopefully we don't get hit too much. Heroism isn't doing much for our defenses these days, but that'll change soon enough. I need to train those a bit myself, actually. Finesse not quite up to 0% yet. We'll get there. Oh, come on, man. Have heroism up, do some damage. Alright, good. Okay, well, that was nerve-wracking. Let's... Brisk ticking of a distant clock. Still distant up here. Well, I don't want to fight this thing. Let's think about this. We still have finesse up, so we can shoot rather quickly. I could heroism and just start shooting and hope it dies, but then once it gets next to me, it'll do 34 damage, which is quite a lot. Well, up to 34 anyway. I'm gonna try it. Actually, you know, we're gonna ass it first. And it doesn't, unfortunately, get hit, so I think we're going to have to hoof it. I'd really like to get him in an acid, or not an acid, but a lightning blast. Let's think about this. If I dig this way and I walk, I should be able to... Why is that not a double zap? Should be a double zap here. No? How about here? There it is. Okay, we got a double zap possible. We're going to drink Curing, and now we have double zaps here. And we get them in one shot. Awesome. So I used digging to make a little area where it was more convenient for me to double zap him to death with the lightning wand. Haven't been paying attention to the Labyrinth clock, but it says it's brisk, which I believe means we're very close. I think the next one is frantic. Get this wand real fast. Wand of Confusion, very good to see. Man, this Catablipos is not ideal, not really something we want to see. Try to juke it a bit. Urgent taking of a distant clock. So it's distant here, it's distant like here, it's distant here, so it's got to be like in here, right? Maybe? Potion of Haste, awesome. I know it's not in here. This is like a, what do you call it? It's the entrance to Swamp or something. Well, that confuses me. I thought it was going to be like right here. Oh. Okay, we'll go in. So when we come out, we're probably going to have a Catablipos next to us, but that's fine. We made it, shockingly. It was really tucked away, you know? That was a little rough to get to. But, you know, it did well. That's fine. Very cool. Let's just find our way to the Minotaur and our reward of a big pile of loot, which will hopefully be useful to us. Nice last-minute labyrinth here. We've already found what looks to be the inner part. I see some redbacks. I'd rather not fight redbacks, but it is what it is. Sometimes you'll see these, like the walls are black, but it's not the real center. It's just kind of delineating that you found a special labyrinth feature. In this case, some redbacks and usually some crappy piece of mundane equipment like the short sword. Sometimes it is close to the real center. And it looks like we found the actual center in record speed, which is nice. Hoping I don't just turn a corner and have a Minotaur in my face. Am I being trolled here? Okay, there he is. All he's got is a mace on. I was confused on why the Minotaur wasn't right here. I will heroism and finesse. And of course I'll just fire away. Confusion spam is an option too, but I feel like we can probably... maybe. Back up. We'll... What is going on here? Are these considered to be... Yeah, they're metal walls, so they absorb the lightning. Not good. I may have to waste a haste on this guy. I'm gonna, if he hits me even once, I'm gonna haste. And then we'll just kite him. Okay, alright, we're hasting. It's a real shame. We could have handled that better without using the haste, but got quite a lot of stuff out of this. Salamander hide armor. Thick glowing staff of cold. We don't need that, but we'll keep it for a stat stick. Okay, salamander hide armor. Definitely something we could wear. Yeah, we'll wear the salamander hide armor for now. That's not something we'll wear forever, but being able to berserk at will be a nice benefit. I will risk wearing this amulet. Of course, it's the amulet of harm. Even as an archer, I'm not wearing that thing. Okay, we'll wear the ring of protection. Awesome. And we found a book of burglary. And given that the book of burglary has an excellent spell, Passage of Galubria, we're going to learn that immediately. We found a few other books that I'm not super interested in. I could learn Swiftness, but I'd really rather have Passage. Yeah, okay. So we're going to train nothing but translocations and spellcasting until we have Passage online, because that's just how good it is. And we'll go out. Now the Catoblepus is here. Okay, we're gonna let's see, he's not resistant to electricity. Let's get on a staircase first. Let's lure this swamp worm up. And we're gonna lightning rod this thing to death. Well, we used 2 charges anyway. Cool, okay. I'm gonna go up because I don't want to get pushed off that staircase by elephants. This is okay. Pull one of these guys up. Use arrows. We're having trouble, so we're gonna lightning rod. A few more arrows. Seems to be causing some problems, so we're gonna step and we're gonna double zap. Should just be this guy, so we'll fight him. Okay, we'll try to arrow him to death. If it doesn't work, we'll use lightning. Cool, that worked. Really, our goal is to just get Passage online, which is going to be difficult while we're still drained, but we're working off our drain as well. Arrow this thing to death, a little easier when it's coming at us from full distance. I'm gonna exclude this because I happen to know there are swamp worms hiding all along this water and they're just not worth fighting right now. It's too strong. Those are swamp monsters, and they're just a little stronger than what we would like to be fighting right now. Just kill this elephant. Kill this other elephant. Luckily, we are able to get off the staircase. And we'll try to arrow this thing to death. Cool. Sometimes I like to search for gifts just in case I've missed anything. We immediately get thrown off the staircase, so hopefully nothing else shows up while we're fighting this. Of course, nothing guaranteeing he's not going to kill us by himself. We're getting low on arrows. That's mostly because most of our arsenal is lying on the ground. Once we pick all this stuff up, we'll be in a better place. As you fight in the early game on someone using bows, you'll end up like this a lot if you're repositioning like you should. You'll end up with a lot of your ammo just lying on the ground, but don't worry, you'll get it back. Okay, cool. We have 2 Wands of Confusion. I should start using those relatively liberally soon. Not sure how I feel about blink frogs. I would rather not fight them right now. We also have a Wand of Paralysis. Let's see if we can't pull 1 or more of these up. But I'm going to try to kill that one first. Okay, I'll just pull this one. Okay, that didn't work. Let's just go down over here. Fighting a whole pack of blink frogs at once doesn't sound like a fun time to me on this character. This shouldn't be a problem. We can generally kill these swamp worms as long as we get a head start. Of course, like over here where I was talking about, you don't get the head start because they're right next to you. I'm going to try to kill this Cataplepus, and if I can't do it with my arrows, I'll use a wand or something. Always move out of the way, of course, when he uses his breath on you. It'll never paralyze you, or petrify you, rather, unless you stand around and let it. He can do it as many times as he feels like, so be aware of that. And they hit pretty hard, so just be aware they're not super easy to kill. However, Lightning Bolt makes quick work of them, just like just about most everything else in Lair. Got a Rhyme Drake here. We don't have any resist cold, so I'm gonna want to be careful. I don't know why I got excited about Berserk. It's not really useful to us if you think about it. These guys are not susceptible to flame. I don't know why I thought they were. Let's confuse this thing. It has crappy MR. Trying not to use my confusion too much until I identify one of them. Hey, cool. We killed a spiny frog without using any resources, not even piety resources. So that means we're getting fairly strong. In my opinion, that's what that means. We are going to try to confuse this Komodo dragon. He doesn't seem to want to get confused. We've confused 5 times and it finally worked. Obnoxious. And it was just enough time for a pack of these things to show up. Let's use a box of beasts. Still larval, really? I guess that makes sense with 6.2 evocations, but it's a bit obnoxious. Still can't really passage of Galubria. Not really. Okay, that's cool. We're at 50%, so I mean, I can passage, but not reliable. But we're getting there. We're at 45 now, and we haven't invested much in the way of experience. Having passage is going to make this character... It's going to make it probably 3 times as powerful, because then we'll be able to reset fights in a much better way. In fact, we're going to do it now. Oh no! Wow, I forgot that was possible. Okay, that's really bad. Alright, so here's what happened. I was under the impression that you couldn't be abyssed from a T-location miscast on a spell that was like 5th level or unless it was 5th level or higher. But I guess it's just anytime there's red failure rate, if this number is red, you can get abyssed. Wow. Well, this is exceptionally bad. Like this is like the worst situation we've been in probably. Not just on this character, but on any of my YouTube runs. Let me think about this. Well, we've got Potion of Curing up here. Wow, this is really, really bad. Okay, I want to get this Potion of Curing and then decide what to do. And a book. Oh, an exit. Okay, cool. Let's just take that exit, bro. Fine by me. Alright, we learned our lesson. Not casting Passage until the fail rate is at least yellow. Or even green. Wow. Okay, so we could have been punished much worse for that. That could have been a disaster. The game was actually pretty kind to us by not just spawning a Hell Sentinel right on my face. But hey, we've learned something today. Don't cast with red failure rate, even if you think the spell is too low to give you a bad miscast. Anything that, I want to say it's summoning or translocations, can send you to the abyss on a miscast. Okay. We're going to lightning this thing. We'll let it get next to us, but we're going to heroism first. It's already almost dead, so that's good. And we have 5 charges, and we'll double zap. Hydra EV is not awesome, so lightning is a good tool to fight them. Especially if you can get double zaps. Should be okay with these blink frogs as long as we can take a couple out, which is not really working out for us. I wanted to take a couple out rather before they got to me. So instead I'll kill this. I'll just go upstairs. I'll kill them a couple at a time. Hey look, we got a visitor. It's the meme boy. Just trying to help people out here. Can't really chat too much and do the video at the same time though. So probably, I guess I should do like a, you know, like a Twitch TV thing. Haven't ever done that before, but it might be better insofar as I could actually chat with people. But it's kind of hard to make an entertaining video and also type at people. Whereas if it was in chat with people watching, then since he likes spells, maybe he can try out Passage of Galubria. I don't know if you can see this. Wow, I shouldn't have cast that. I'm still at red fail rate. Whoops. But yeah, I don't know if you can see the chat. Just giving this guy a little bit of advice. Anyway, as far as this run goes, we're doing pretty well, I think. Just one level of Lair to go. Technically two. We skipped most of one. Oh, hey, we left a field behind there. Let's walk backwards, get away from Urug, and pick that up. Alright. Urug is very susceptible to hexing, so we're gonna hex him, and he's confused. And now we'll just arrow him to death, hopefully. Maybe I should have heroismed. No, it's working. There, dead. Great sort of slicing. That would be completely worth wearing if I hadn't chosen a weapon for sure yet. And we need one more gold pile, and then we can pick up that Faith Amulet. We will go back to get that in this video, because it's just so good. I cannot imagine finding an amulet that's better than that unless it also has Faith. Okay, finally, we're down to yellow. We're down to yellow fail rate on passage, and I think that means we're safe from really bad miscasts. Of course, if the game wants to prove me wrong, I'm sure it will. So you'll see me using passage to just go backwards and reacquire distance on enemies. I mean, look at this thing. We've taken like 30 shots at it, and it just didn't want to die. Imagine if we had tried to take all those shots when we were next to it. There's no way. It would have killed us. We would have had to use resources to get away. But that's not the case if you have passage. As a plus as well, training this much T-locations, well, if I find portal projectile, which I haven't yet, that's always a good thing to have if you're playing somebody who's using ranged weapons. And that's a T-loc spell. In fact, I'm going to get some intelligence probably on my next stat up. A bit of a shame he pushed us off the staircase. I'll passage away. Just to take a little less damage. I'm running out of arrows. I don't like that. And we're out of arrows. We're going to have to beat him down. It may seem like we have really bad damage right now, and we kind of do. If a longbow would spawn, I'm telling you, you'll see. The damage will be out of this world, like, very different. Ooh, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Looks like Okawaru has given us an artifact longbow. Oh my god, and it is awesome. Outrageous. Outrageously good. Wow. That's a +9 longbow. We're unlikely to find anything better than this. That's incredible. Really, really good. Watch how fast this kills things. One shot takes it to like almost half. And we kill it in like 4 shots. How much better is that than what we were dealing with a minute ago, where we would machine gun 30 shots into an elephant in order to kill it? Look at how good that is. We're not even very high in our bow training. Our bow training is only 12. We're 8 points away from Mendeley on this thing. We're going to identify, and we're going to identify the paralysis wand. And then let's drop all these books. Yeah, we don't need any of this stuff really. Take a quick look through. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, let's go to Lair 6. Actually, I'm gonna take a look and and see if there's any more arrows. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at how good that is, just one-shotting things. Certainly it helps that it's a +9 weapon and it has the velocity brand, but even so, I think you can see how amazingly good this is. Even death yaks go down. We are certainly hitting our stride. Yeah, but as soon as passage is down below 10%, we are going to train nothing but bows. I'm going to take a quick detour and pick up the Amulet of Faith, which, as an added benefit, will give us a little bit of cold resistance. And I officially have pretty much everything I could ever want in this game. I mean, certainly I would like to find a cloak and some boots, and maybe Arlek, and definitely some more magic resistance. But all in all, I can't complain too much. We're going to take on Lair 2 now. Let's get to a staircase before we try to fight this thing. We'll go down to a different staircase. Actually, let me acquire my... Like, sometimes you're going to have to free your arrows if you are tabbing and you shoot one into a plant. You can avoid that being a problem if you carefully control where your arrows go every single time, but that's a bit tedious. Oh, and we can kill this Ocklob now. Pretty much sure of it. Wow. If it stops getting... Here, we'll finesse and heroism. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. You know, I'm gonna hang on to this amulet, but I'm not gonna take off Faith. Actually, I will identify it. Oh, it's Faith as well, but that's fine. We don't want that. It's not as good as RC plus Faith. We'll wear the battle axe. It's not something we need to hang around, carry around. If it was minus Tella, I might want it. Maybe. Okay, let's take this out. Much more confident in melee with this now that I have RC plus and something that kills it quickly. I'm going to heroism and shout. Probably didn't need heroism with passage available, but that's fine. You can see how much easier this game became as soon as I had the bow. Quite a lot of things here. I want to kill these yaks first. Okay, several miscasts. Let's walk away from him. Get our mana back, get our health back. Probably go up some stairs. I'm happy to use heroism and finesse against him. I just need to get a good engagement start. Too much stuff lying around the floor. Okay, cool. Okawaru is kind enough to give us some boots. You can also use passage to teleport things away from you if you understand how monster movement works. Like that porcupine. I'm not going to say that was terribly intentional, but, you know, it worked for us. Heroism, finesse. Shout. Shout. Okay, we'll shoot him. We don't have to kill him, of course. We could just leave him behind, but we're at the point where we can, so it's almost like, why not? Let's see if hexing is an option. Yeah, he has quite a lot of MR. You may be wondering why I'm not entering my portal. I'm just going to attack him like this, just, you know, we don't suffer a penalty from being in melee with him. I was going to hope I could kill him before we took any more damage, but no such luck. And he's dead. Cool. Still a bit low on arrows. You can probably see now why I was so happy to take Okawaru. We're going to enchant up our Ox slots. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, Okawaru is, I don't want to say it's mandatory, but it certainly helps. Especially if you want to go pure, you know, pure longbows. Like, don't use any other weapon, don't swap off. Which is the most optimal way to do it. And, I mean, Okawaru is a very strong god, so why wouldn't you want to go for it, really? You know, and we haven't finished Lair yet, but I am going to clear out this floor real quick, because I want those arrows. Let's heroism and finesse, and we're gonna try to take Gastronaut down. Unless he does a bunch of damage to us, we should be able to get away. Awesome. Just a normal +2 hat, we don't need that. Could have been magic resistance, that would have been nice. Okay. Now, detour over, let's finish out the lair. Oh, passage is below 10%. Let's get to an even 10 since I like round numbers, and we're there. And now we'll train nothing but bows. Because we've finally, since we have a longbow, let's get that thing to Mendeley. And we'll train that to, probably not just to Mendeley, we'll probably train it to 22, and then stop. No need to go past 22, of course, because heroism brings us to 27 if we do that. Which I think is a huge benefit. One that people may overlook a bit when playing Okawaru. There's just no need to train a melee skill past 25, or 22 rather. Took a lot of damage there. Want to be careful and run before we need to, not after we need to. Deathy Axe can do something like, oh, I don't know, like 30 damage, I think. I'm gonna check on that, actually. Curious. Yeah, 30 damage. Hornet. We take it out. Very dangerous. Hornets are very dangerous. Okay. Gonna be able to tab for the most part for a lot of the rest of the game, including, I would say, most of this floor. It's not to say it's a total cakewalk, but the game is going to be a lot easier from here on out. Oh man, let's not die to this Hornet. Let's use the feel. Let's use Lightning Rod. Good. That is the third Hornet. I'm going to paralyze this thing. And just kill it. And another Manticore. Yeah, don't assume that your Lair 6 is going to be easy, because it probably is not. Quite a lot of nasty things can spawn on Lair 6. Okay, now this thing has deflect missiles, so I don't want to use arrows against it. Instead, I'm just gonna try to paralyze it and pop my whip on and just slap it to death. Things with deflect missiles are, of course, going to be a pain throughout the game. That is the one really particularly bad thing I have to say about a bow user. Look at that. 2-3 shots, Hydra dead. How cool is that? Very good stuff. I should have known, I didn't quite realize this until just now, but this is the very obnoxious, probably my least favorite Lair 6. The Shoals themed Lair 6. It's just got this big lake in the center and a merfolk avatar, which if you've seen me in any of my other videos, you may have seen me polymorph that into a storm dragon at one point, which was a pretty stupid move. Of course, we're not going to do that this game. We don't even have polymorph, but even if we did, we wouldn't use it. We're just going to, you know, this is actually a convenient opportunity to use the Wand of Flames. And here come the drowned souls, but that's okay. Avatar's dead. I could have passaged out of that if I really needed to. Got an artifact ring. It's okay. It's resist cold. Certainly doesn't hurt. Oh, the Ring of Shadows. I guess we'll wear it and we'll just swap on RC+. It's not really, well, hold on. Umbra, I think that increases my miss chance. Yeah, we are not immune to the Umbra. So we're just gonna drop this because Umbra is really bad for us, as much as we'd like to have a bit more EV. That's a shame though, because having invisibility on command would be nice. We'll carry it around in case we need to go invisible to get away. But I don't see us using that really. Looks like we found a Wand of Clouds. That's always good. Won't use it until we have it identified. It grants us a weapon of velocity. Of course, we don't need that. We already have an excellent one. The only thing I could possibly want more than this longbow is maybe a longbow speed, but with the RF plus on this thing and the +8 dex, I don't see me giving up this longbow for anything really. see how we can just almost endlessly kite? Well, that didn't work out too perfectly for us because we got pushed, but like I can just kite backwards, keep kiting, shoot a bit, and then kite them. Sort of use the passages to make them teleport around as well. Not a lot of that was intentional, but you'll get the hang of it if you just use Pog a little bit. You'll see. Just remember that you're aiming not where you want the portal to be next to you, but you're aiming where the destination should be. The portal will always spawn somewhere relatively close to you. Well, almost always. Hydras move a lot faster in water. You want to be aware of that if you're trying to do math on movement speeds. Okay. Yeah, so that's Lair. Let's just take a quick look around for our arrows. Well, that's okay. We'll do that next video since it's in dungeon. Take a quick look at Lair. Look at the loot here. Looks like we haven't really missed anything important as far as I can tell. Okay, so state of the character, we need to get a cloak still, or a scarf, as far as equipment goes, but we're doing quite well. We have an insane amount of resistances, really. Cold and fire, anyway. And we have faith, which means that Okawaru is guaranteed to give us a ton of gifts. We almost have Mendeley on the bow once we get that to 20. Yeah, just in general, we're doing very well. I would say that this is not going to be the armor that we use for the rest of the game. That salamander hide is, you know, it only has a base armor rating of 3. I think it counts as an animal hide, or maybe it is a little higher. Maybe no, it's leather armor, right? Because if I look up leather armor, base armor rating of 3. So we certainly don't want to be wearing leather armor forever. It's not tough enough, but for now it's okay. Having the RF++ on it is not bad. We'll probably swap that out for like Fire Dragon armor, or, well, I haven't really decided yet. Some kind of dragon armor probably. Maybe Storm Dragon even. That sounds pretty good, but we'll just see what the game gives us. So we'll go back to dungeon. Get ourselves in position to do the next video. Oh, you know what? As a final coda to this video, why don't we just go ahead and take out Snorg? Should be fine, even if he berserks. Yeah, there we go. Troll leather armor would be a decent thing to wear, too. 18, 19. Not really worth enchanting up, though. We don't even have the scrolls. See how much easier Snorg is when you have a +9 bow, longbow of velocity? It's really good stuff. Okay. Scroll of blinking identified, 4 scrolls of teleportation, 7 curing, 2 might, and all these wands. I think that in general we're doing quite well. Just a quick accounting of, wow, we found 3 wands of random effects total so far. We don't want to use those. We'll also drop some of this food, leaving just the bread. And I think that'll be about it. I'd like to have a few more arrows still, but I'm sure that Okawaru will help with that soon. And also we're going to be using significantly less ammo with this longbow, so we should see our stockpiles of arrows go up significantly. Especially since we have faith, rather. And faith increases the gift timer for everything, including ammo. So yeah, next video we will head down into D10, we'll clear out the rest of dungeon, we'll head into Orc, which we have not discovered yet. That'll be the next video. Although I may do things a little differently this time. If I don't find any MR, I may actually bypass Orc for now, since the risk of getting paralyzed is pretty bad with only +1 MR. But maybe not. We'll see. Until then, I'm signing off. I hope you guys enjoyed.